One of the big faults that we see with players who are overswinging, assuming their body turn is in check, is that their back arm, Toby, is flexing too much, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's one of the biggest things that we see that when we look at the database of golfers that we have is that every single professional golfer, none of them take it past 90 degrees with their back arm in the backswing. They keep it there. And what we see with the majority of recreational golfers is that this here overloads absolutely in the backswing. Therefore, giving us an illusion of a longer backswing, which in all things being equal, isn't the end of the world, but how majority of golfers are getting there isn't fantastic. So if I see a recreational golfer who is not in the gym every day, not with their physio and is overswinging it, I know they're most likely doing it through incorrect manner.
Yeah, for sure. So why don't you set up to this one and swing to the top for me, because I just want to highlight this for the players at home so they can see exactly the visual of what we're looking for and do the good version, what you would normally do with your great ball striking days.
Good, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't call it good.
So what I want you to do here is keep all this in the same organisation. Just rotate your whole body, so move your feet and everything. And what we can really see highlighted here is this angle between Toby's forearm and his upper arm here. It's about that 90 degrees. And what we would generally see with a lot of players who are overswinging is this would tend to overflex. Would start to also, if you go back to your normal stance position there, you're going to see that start to then also couple with a bit of an extension of this lead wrist, and everything starts to collapse, right? It gets very long and loose. It's not that they're over-rotating these players, it's they're losing control of this back arm, aren't they, Toby?
Yes. Yeah, if I could even put that clear, is that the person who is overloading in this area here of their arms, therefore increasing the deviation of their wrist, which will move it into opening the club face, they have lost control of the golf club, and they are going to end up getting control of that golf club by pulling on the handle and having a steep golf shaft. For the person who is looking to try and create a more compact golf swing, like we are in this video here, which will look more compact because that golfer is getting more or a less flexion of that trail arm, will therefore make it a lot easier to have that club shallowing out in the downswing, right?
For sure. So set up to that ball, swing to the top, give me the really long version for us.
Yes.
Okay, where it kind of collapses behind. Now, keeping everything exactly the same. Toby's not going to reduce his turn by anything. I want you to put your right arm back to where it should be. Perfect. Now, what a difference that made. Now, what do you feel here, Toby? Tell me about the feels.
Yeah, I would definitely say width is one of the key things that I feel to that position to there. I feel like I've got that away from me, giving me more space for that trail arm to move back down in front of the downswing there.
Perfect.
But I'm constantly, like I always say in the golf swing, is that I'm not trying to bring anything closer to me. I'm trying to keep it away from me to keep that space.
Yeah.
So you can be wide, you don't have to be long.
And you've got a great podcast. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you do. It's called the Golf Coach Podcast, and Toby interviews golf coaches from all around the world, the most high performance coaches out there. And if there's a big commonality of all the coaches out there that I've also experienced in my travels around for this YouTube channel, is that really to make a more efficient golf swing, especially in the backswing component, you're looking for a big body turn, but a shorter arm swing.
Yeah.
And too many recreational golfers don't have enough turn in one way or another, and then have a very long arm swing, which makes it hard to time and match up at the moment of impact.
Yeah, well, let's get into some stuff to try and help that golfer not overflex that arm, right?
Okay, perfect.
So let's identify the trail arm as the main issue here, and we love to use a trail arm because it's our dominant arm within the golf swing, and it's the best arm that we can communicate within our brain because we spend so much time doing everything with our trail arm, right? But what I'm going to try and do now is I'm just going to go to the backswing to here, right? I'm going to get to lead arm level to the ground, and I'm going to start to notice that this might be overloading here. And I'm going to just try and create that width at that elbow joint there. And I'm just kind of push it away a little bit. I'm going to get comfy to what it feels like to be there, and then I'm going to go down and just hit it, right? Not worrying about strike at all, but just trying to feel that width when I get into lead arm level to the ground in the backswing.
Great. Let's do one more of those for me.
Yep.
Now notice when Toby does this, he's only really going to about chest height in the backswing. You don't need to load it up too much. And also notice how his hands are staying relatively in front of his chest by this stage. You've got to make sure by this section of the swing you have turned. So make sure the back of your right shoulder for the right hander is facing the target. So you've got this nice body turn. We can see from this camera angle, good shoulder turn, good hip turn. And then Toby's just got this feeling of a light amount of pressure at the back of that palm pushing away, giving you the space then, Tobes, to follow through.
Yeah, because if you're the golfer who is loading that too much, you're going to be having the sensation that those hands are coming in towards you here. So you want to spend that time through that area of the golf swing trying to create that feeling of, I'll make this little connotation like this here, to keep that width. So I'm trying to keep that golf club away from me. It wants to come in, but I've got to work hard to push it away.
It's a bit of an accordion feel as you're going back.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we don't want to lock up. Now, at address, Toby, because I can foresee a lot of players would do this, they're going, okay, I need to keep my right arm straight. So then they're going to lock up this shoulder joint. What I want you to do is just feel like you're relaxed through the right shoulder joint, relaxed through the elbow, but you're bringing some awareness to really the feeling and length of that back arm. So as you swing back, we're going to let the back wrist hinge back.
Yeah.
And keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. And you can see how that keeps that back arm long. And we've done a series of videos today, and quite a few of them are revolving around that back arm and the trail wrist and how important that is to maintain that, to ensure we've got a sequence throughout the golf swing.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. And I think one of the most important components here as well is to film it. Don't try to rely on feel when you're doing this here. Film it and check it, because you're going to look at it, and I know for a matter of fact you're going to look at it the first time and go, I cannot believe that that's actually still quite narrow.
Yeah.
And you've got to get the understanding and train yourself on what wide is, and you've got to see it and use proof. You've got to use proof for this one.
Perfect, perfect. So as I face the camera here, Tobes, I want you to talk about, from this angle for the guys at home, as I go back, really the differences between where we would like to see them here, right arm on top of the left, as opposed to...
Absolutely. So if you start again for me, actually, just go down the bottom. Your trail arm, your right arm here is around 170 degrees of flexion by this point in time, right? We've got to get that to 90. So we've only got to flex it about 80 degrees in the backswing. So what we see with the majority of recreational golfers, they just do this too much. So we've got to work out what it feels like to get to the top. To be at roughly 90 degrees is absolutely ideal. At lead arm level to the ground here, if you want to look for a checkpoint, guys, is that trail forearm is going to be horizontal with the ground, level with the ground, which will get us about 120 degrees here from Kerrod's massive bicep to his forearm, right? And then as we move to the top, it's only got to move 30 as you're extending and tilting in your spine there, right?
Yeah, perfect. You can see straight away how that's going to unload those hands back in front of the chest and give us lots more room. All right,
Absolutely.
So jump in there, mate, and map out a slow feeling so everyone at home can see how well you control that trail arm. Make sure it doesn't get too long. Keep it nice and compact.
Yeah, good. I just want to feel like what it feels like to be there in space. Come down, relax. Would you like me to do a slow one?
Off you go. Perfect.
Thanks for watching this video. YouTube thinks that you would benefit from watching this one next. So click that card and it could be the tip that you need to take your game to the next level. I'll see you next time.